Har en såret mand. Han har mistet meget blod. Han er såret i skulderen. Han har brækket benet.
Er det et bjørneangreb?
Det tror jeg ikke, kaptajn. Larsen, hjælp mig med en støvle.
I wanted the movie to test the capabilities of every single craft in movie making.
Tilbage til skibet! Kom op!
There are huge sets, huge props. I wanted it to feel like an old movie that was made in the heyday of Hollywood.
On a film like this, which is, working with Guillermo, who has a very strong visual sense and sensibility, I'll always start with understanding the story, because to me the story and the characters are like we're all storytellers, and then a ton of research.
It's completely reignited my passion for movies and for making movies, which wasn't even extinguished.
Gør klar!
The set are so big.
Om en kommando!
But the biggest challenge is to figure out how we want to tell the story. But that's a fantastic part of movie making.
One of my favorite things is watching actors walk on the set for the first time.
For me, it's a hugely informative thing to walk onto a set. Oftentimes, that's where the actual character starts to click. It's a little bit with trying on the costumes for the first time, but really it's walking into a space.
There's a limbo feel to the prologue in the Danish ship trapped in the ice. The sailors are the landscape is the ship are the sailors. It's all one thing. We did the ship for real. Interior, exterior, everything.
The fact that he got to finally bring all those dreams and all those ideas into one massive set piece is, I think, one of the great sequences in the movie.
It's been a real privilege to work on something like this. I feel very lucky with Guillermo at the height of his powers. Given what he's done the last few years, I think it's given him credibility, and people have the confidence to believe that he could pull this off. It's such a beloved piece of literature. So there's pressure to that, and he feels that, and also to do something new, to tell it in a new way.
For 30 years, I never left the set. I didn't drink, I didn't eat, because I didn't want to leave. What I find very moving is one of the few other people that doesn't leave the set is you. You're in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, muttering away. Yeah. I mean, how could you leave this place?
Yeah, and I turn and you're doing things. You're not, you are alive. And that's very moving for me.
For me, what I'm trying to say in movies and what I want in movies and what I love about movies are the same things that you know and love in movies, and that's a silent thing that doesn't have a title or a name, and all I can think is love. Before I got the script, I knew it was the right version of this thing. It's the most profound experience of my entire life.
As a production designer, I want the viewer to be grounded in feeling like the sets are real and not just sets.
We could have built it on a stage, but there's no stage really big enough to hold it, so we built it in a parking lot.
Bring him to me!
All the stunts are real. No digital stunts. When the monster grabs a guy and throws him, he's throwing him. So the negotiation of that logistic to shoot the ship is in and of itself like going into a battle. Most directors put their office next to production and accounting. I put my office in the art department, and I'm a pest. and I demand to see props 2-3 times a week, because there's not a single thing that means nothing.
It was one of those kind of dream movies that gets every department the ability to shine.
I said, I'm not gonna do VFX on the ship. I want a real ship. And I want, when the creature moves it, I want the creature to move it. So we mounted it on a mechanical gimbal.
From the art department, that was a spectacular bit of design.
A bad piece of set decoration can pop you out of the movie because it's not real anymore. And they gave you an out. They gave you the key, you escape. If you give the audience the key to get out, they'll get out.
When I read the script for the first time, I cried. It was so incredibly moving.
Mia, she's one of the most real actors I've ever worked with. I learned to shoot her the way she needed to be shot, to give her spontaneity.
Hello, Elizabeth. I've rarely felt remorse before, and now I feel little else. A fever gripped me for so long, but it has passed, and I see you now as I should.
Oscar Isaac, Mia Goth, these are all, heavy, heavy hitters. They're all people that I've watched my whole life, and working with them was amazing. And Mia is such a sensitive, incredibly powerful performer.
The first thing that struck me about what was different about this was the time period, and also the depth that Guillermo, in terms of themes that make this project different. All these characters are an element of Guillermo himself. Everything's about supporting what the actor does and moving, it's supporting that in the garments that we create for them.
For whatever it's worth, I wish you and my little brother, who I love more than life, the very best.
You may like to believe you do.
What's going through Victor's mind during the wedding day?
And I dread to even hear it.
Is attempting to embody a repentant man.
On my wedding day, I ask you but for a single grace.
But Elizabeth calls him out.
No more lies.
And smacks him across the face.
I want to tell you.
Leave my chambers now.
Elizabeth.
Leave!
Because she knows he was responsible for Harlander and lied about it, and for destroying the creature.
Elizabeth is kind of immersed in this world for the very first time, and my job, my little part of this, was just to kind of root it and make it as grounded as possible. And perhaps I can just, deal with the heart, with the emotional connection, and with the relationship and the dynamic there between, it's probably more than any other character in the movie is the creature, and making that just really magical. It was just the most surreal experience I've ever had.
I met Oscar and I said to him, I'm gonna write this part for you. So we talk about our fathers and we talk about being fathers. And I said, you have to be not afraid of playing the main character, which becomes the villain.
The theme of father and sons and the pain and the damage that continues as a cycle is a big theme.
This monster is you and is me and is everybody else that has allowed it to embed themselves. And you know him as best or better than you know yourself.
He has to have a fragility as well.
Yeah.
He looks like you could drop him and smash him. He'd break into pieces.
Until you can't.
Until you see that strength revealed.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, Frankenstein pushed us a little bit too far.
Yeah.
And it scared him too.
Are you here to thank me? You survived and are intelligent enough to have found me. I made you well.
I need you to make a companion for me. One like me.
A companion? Another monster.
Yes. We can be monsters together.
We kind of just, you know, ripped our chests open and you know, and just, you know, showed each other everything that we have.
And then what?
Procreation. Reproduction.
Some directors are scared by music because it comes at the end, you know? It's the last touch to the script. But Guillermo is always open to give a little touch to the script. So it's good. It's fun, and it's a lot of work, but it's fun.
A home. A grave. Death. Begetting death. Begetting death. A race of devils propagated upon the earth. Obscenity perpetuating itself. I am obscene to you, but to myself I simply am. Begone! Never again will I make something like you wicked and deformed. Then it is still all about your will, Victor. That horrible will that birthed me condemns me now. The miracle is not that I should speak, but that you would ever listen! If you are not to award me love, then I will indulge in rage. For mine is infinite!
Step aside. Victor. What's going on?
The two heraldic brooches that you see on the dress are the heraldic crests of the Frankenstein family. A reference that comes from the Swiss Germanic traditional dress of the 18th century right into the 19th century. We also had to consider in the construction the moment she's shot, you know, what happens in the performance of the costume and the effects of that.
Elizabeth, move away from it!
It wasn't so much about reality, it was the way we approached the breakdown, and the bleeding and the blood was an answer to the more melodramatic and operatic tone that Guillermo was creating in the rest of the film.
It attacked her! It attacked her!
This movie in particular, I wanted to do before I even had a camera, before I even knew how to direct when I was a kid.
Take me with you. You know, I think there are very few filmmakers who actually are capable of creating such a scale and scope. I think you're able to see one or two frames of a Guillermo del Toro movie and you know instantly that that's a Guillermo del Toro movie. And that's a real testament to him and his vision.
That's sort of the purpose of a monster, is to make us question our humanity and sort of turn a mirror back onto the world.
This is my Mount Everest. This is what I've been aiming all my childhood.